Hi and welcome to the vlog. How are you all? I'm Tova, this is ParentXP, and this is my lovely company in bed today. Yay! Do I look festive enough? I'm wearing a festive t-shirt. I've got my little bearded fella here. I've got some tinsel over my bed, not that you can see it in the camera, but it's there, and ginger thins to go with my advent calendar tea. So, you know, I think I've done enough here to really get into the feeling of the time. Can I get comfortable? Oh, it's cold season. I have managed to avoid more than a little bit of sniffles and the occasional sort of tickle in my chest. So touch wood, I'm not going to catch anything. Alice has definitely got a cold. She's coughing a lot and it wakes her up at night and things like that, so she's not feeling great. And Elin she's home from school today. She's with her dad. She might be coming here this afternoon. It all depends on how she's doing, because they rang him from school yesterday and said she's being really sick, so she's been throwing up a lot, and that's sort of one of Elin's go-to responses to having a virus is to throw up a lot. The other one is to have a lot of seizures, and very often these two symptoms happily skip along hand in hand. So she's having seizures and vomiting until she has to go to hospital to get a bit more help than we can give her at home. So again, touch wood, that's not happening today. Okay? You be a good girl, Elin. I would quite like to see you this afternoon. Right. I have finally had my endocrinology appointment. So I've spoken to my endocrinologist. I've been waiting for this appointment for quite some time. If you go back and look at my videos, then I'm talking about the fact that I have started hormone replacement therapy for my perimenopause symptoms. And I had about 5 days when my thyroid symptoms went haywire. And that was quite scary because I thought, you know, the hormone replacement therapy, it helped me almost immediately. Like within a few days, I felt so much better. And then 3 weeks in, I started having palpitations, tremors, felt like I was losing even more weight. And I just thought, oh my God, please tell me I can't, you know, please tell me I don't have to stop this medication that is helping me feel so much better, because it's gonna make my thyroid go mental. But it didn't make my thyroid go mental. It was just a few days when my symptoms went mental, but actually my thyroid levels remained stable. I had a whole bunch of blood tests done to make sure that, you know, everything was fine. And it was. And then a couple of months later, I had another thyroid blood test ahead of my appointment with my endocrinologist, and that was also perfect. So when I spoke to my endocrinologist, obviously one of the most burning questions on my mind was, is there any contraindication to taking HRT whilst also taking carbimazole? And she said, absolutely none. None whatsoever. You are fine to take it. We don't know of any instances of bad effects. Hello, girl. You wanna come? Yeah? You know what? I love the cat more than I love my bearded fella here. It's true. You match though. Yeah, you've got lovely white fur. He's got lovely white fur. I don't care about him. Love me. Give me love, mother. Give me love, I'll give you a purse. And some of my lovely white fur. Yeah? You want that on your jeans? Of course I want your lovely white fur on my jeans. That's why I have you. It's the whole point of having a cat. Oh God, you're so cute! Oh, you're so cute. Oh. I love my cat. She's the best. Well, I mean, she's not the best thing I've ever done. There are a lot of best things I've ever done. My kids are 2 of them, and my cat is 1 of them, and yeah. But yeah. Oh. Oh, she's so nice. Oh, she's purring. This cat snores. When she falls asleep, she snores, and it's the cutest sound. And I have completely gone off on a tangent. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I can't stop talking like this. No, I can't. Ah, more Friends references. And And then the next thing my endocrinologist said was that because of my blood test results still showing that my thyroid is stable, it's remaining balanced on the medicine treatment I'm on now, we're going to stick to that for the time being. So I take a medicine called carbimazole, and I take the lowest possible dose of this, which is 1 tablet every 48 hours. So every other day I take a thyroid tablet. And I've been doing that for years now. So my last occurrence of thyrotoxicosis or overactive thyroid was in the postpartum period after Elin was born. And I was on a higher dose, not massively high because I was breastfeeding, but I was on a slightly higher dose to begin with, just to get the thyroid stable. And once it was stable, we went down on this low dose, and it has remained stable ever since then, which is fantastic news. However, the long-term treatment for recurring thyrotoxicosis, which is my diagnosis, is to kill off part of the thyroid by using radioactive iodine. And this is something that we have talked about before. I mean, in all the many years that I've had an overactive thyroid, this has been mentioned as a possibility. And in my last recurrence then, or after my last recurrence, it was brought up a bit more seriously, if you see what I mean. But also, my endocrinologist acknowledging that, the way my life was looking at that point, this was not the right option at that time. And the reason for this is because radioactive iodine makes you radioactive for a period of time. Not massively, not dangerously, but as a precaution, you should avoid close contact with other people for a period of time. And by close contact, they basically mean sleeping in the same bed, sharing lots of cuddles and kisses, prolonged physical contact. And of course, with Elin needing complete one-to-one care at all times, there is no avoiding close physical contact with her. And also, I mean, anyone who has young children know that there is no way you can get a baby or a toddler or a young child to stay at least a meter away from you. Like, that does not happen. And, Alice is much older now. She is 6. She's nearly 7, actually. She's very mature, very sensible. But she's a cuddler. If I say to her, I'm sorry, darling, but you can't give me a hug for 3 weeks, she's going to go, what? I can't do that. That's not possible. I need to climb inside your skin, mummy. So it's not been on the cards until now. And it's not even on the cards now. But basically, my endocrinologist wants to continue this conversation so that in around a year's time, I have the radioiodine treatment. So a year, that's plenty of time to obviously let the girl's dad know that this is now starting to be on the cards, and for him and me to make plans for how we're going to manage that period. And of course we're going to manage that period. Like, we will, absolutely we will. And it is the long-term treatment for my condition. Chances are that it's going to leave my thyroid being underactive for the rest of my life, and I'm going to have to medicate for an underactive thyroid for the rest of my life, as opposed to now where I am medicating for an overactive thyroid. There are pros and cons to both of these treatments. One of the reasons they don't want to have you on carbimazole long term is that carbimazole can kill off your immune system. It is extremely rare, particularly on the dose that I'm on, but basically if I catch a really bad cold or flu, I have to stop taking my tablets and go into hospital and have a blood test and make sure that I actually still have white blood cells. And so far, I've had no problems with it. I have an immune system, it works really well, and I think, the fact that several of my colleagues have been at work with COVID, and Alice is coughing and spluttering and sneezing in my face, and I've not, touch wood, come down with a cold yet. I think my immune system is pretty solid. Hello, gorgeous. But yes, that is where we are now, and that is the decision that has to be made. I don't think there is much of a decision. I'm going to go ahead and have the treatment at the right time. And then, of course, if something happens with Elin as I'm about to have the treatment, well, we're obviously going to have to change the appointment. So where we've left it is I have my next appointment with my endocrinologist in about 6 months' time. There will obviously be another thyroid blood test ahead of that, because I always do. And then we'll discuss it further and decide whether we feel that it's appropriate at that point to refer me for this iodine treatment. And from there, it's going to be roughly another 6 months waiting time before I get my treatment. And yeah, when I then have the radioiodine treatment, it is a little tablet containing radioactive iodine. I just swallow it, and then I go home, and then I don't get too close to people for about 3 weeks. Apparently not a problem with cats. So I'm allowed to make you radioactive, I'm just not allowed to make my children radioactive. Okay? Luca's like, I'm not going to stay a meter away from you. Not going to happen. If you're going to be at home with me, this is my spot. The battery ran out. And of course Luca was on my lap, and it's like, oh, well, I can't go and change battery now. Obviously, I just have to stay here. I now have a lot of white cat hair on my black jeans as well, but eventually she has moved, so I could go and change the battery pack, and really only to end the vlog. That's literally what I had left to do. But I do want to crack on with editing this and getting things posted, because I am still ahead with my Vlogmas videos. But I'm starting to feel a little stressed because I'm not as ahead as I was. And I'm going to be really busy in the run-up to Christmas. And yeah, so. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about any of this, then feel free to pop them in the comment field below. If you have had radiotherapy for your thyroid, then please let me know how you got on, how you found it. And I mean, from what I can gather, this is kind of, you know, precautionary timings, and it's up to 3 weeks is what my endocrinologist said to me. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's absolutely, you know, minimum 3 weeks or definitely 3 weeks or anything like that. It sort of depends on the dosage given and things like that. But yeah, I'm very curious to find out what other people are thinking and what other people have experienced. And yeah, as always, thank you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.